Hey guys, this is Jacques from MakuluLinux, and today I'm going to show you the overview of MakuluLinux Unity Desktop. So this is part of the MakuluLinux 8 series of releases, and I'm just going to do a general overview and cover this amazing release that's due in a week. But by the time you see this video, it may already have been released. Anyway, so I'm just going to highlight some of the features, some of the sort of standout features. There is a ton, and I tell you, there is a ton more than what you're actually seeing on the screen. These are just some of the highlights. Okay, it comes with a 3-panel system, and I'm going to get into these at a later stage in the video. I'm just going to sort of read through what you all get. So you get a 3-panel system with the top panel, the side panel, and the bottom panel. You get a unique multi-mode bottom panel, and I'll explain that later as well. So it's a unique multi-mode bottom panel. You also get a traditional menu. You get update notifications and a clock in the bottom panel. You also get working A2DP out of the box. For those with Bluetooth devices, A2DP is working out of the box. You get graphics drivers, Intel, ATI, Bumblebee, NVIDIA, all packed, working straight out of the box. 26 testers have tested this. It works like a charm. You get a huge driver base already included in this release. This release will pick up all your hardware, your printers, doesn't matter, it will pick it up. Huge driver base. You get a complete Office suite, WPS Office, complete Office suite out of the box. You get the full Steam client installed. Simply open it, log in, run, play your games. You get Wine and Play on Linux pre-installed, so now you can run your favorite Windows software simply with a double click. You get a Dropbox client and a Mega storage client, providing you with 52 gigabytes of online storage for free. That is 52 gigabytes of online storage for free in this release. You get a built-in firewall to keep your system completely secure. You get a built-in antivirus to keep your system safe from any viruses. You get a beautiful desktop environment, as you can see. You get 8 pre-built themes. So that's 8 pre-built themes already in this release. You get 27 beautiful wallpapers, really stunning. You get a unique Wallpaper Changer with some really cool features. You get video guides right on your desktop, as you can see here. You get the Makulu Constructor, which is a tool that will allow you to customize your desktop and rebuild it into a new ISO that is installable on any other PC with your customizations saved. Really awesome. You get a nice variety of software for everyday use. You also get lots of useful PPAs added, meaning that on top of the PPAs, on top of the software that you get from Makulu repository and the Ubuntu repositories, you also get additional PPAs that are pre-installed to keep most of your certain popular software on the latest version. You also get an optional Linux kernel that's in the repositories. You can update your kernel to 3.19.2 at the time of this video, time of making this video, but there's optional install of Linux kernel for those that prefer that. So you get a really cool set of features. I mean, this desktop environment is feature rich. It's packed full of nice goodies, and not over bloated, just stuff that every normal day user would most likely use. Sorry, I forgot to mention, you also get the 32-bit architecture enabled by default, meaning you can install 32 or 64-bit debs with a click of a button very easily. So like I said, you get, I just want to move this icon back where it was. I just moved it to show the on-screen notes. That's where you get it by default. So you get a really feature-rich system. It comes with just about anything you could want out of the box. I'll go through all the apps, I'll go through the panels, I'll go through the file manager and, you know, the firewall and the antivirus and everything. So sit back, relax, because I'm going to show you what Makulu Unity Desktop is all about. Okay, let's start with a 3-panel system. So you've got a top panel, a side panel, and a bottom panel. Right, your top panel hosts your indicator plugins, your title bar controls. If I open a window, for example, you'll see you've got title bar controls. Okay, so all of this controls this window. You've got your plugins, your indicators, that's to various indicators all over the desktop, to applications and so forth. So that's your top panel. Your side panel, your side panel hosts all your favorites. So here you can link all your favorite applications, as well as use the dash menu to search for applications. Okay, so the favorite applications, the default ones I've marked is Files, Firefox web browser, Terminal, AppGrid, which is your software manager, Synaptic Package Manager, your Office Suite, your LeafPad, which is a notepad, quick notepad, Ubuntu Tweak, which is used to change your themes, search software, which is a custom little app. It's for like a quick search software. For example, I added the Opera browser into the repos. So then I just click that little icon and I just type in Opera, and it will actually search the repositories and tell me if it's available or not. There we go. It gives me the Opera, all the different Opera versions available. So it's just a little quick search. It just basically searches repositories. And of course you've got the Workspace Changer, which has 12 default desktops enabled. Okay, so that's your favorites panel, and it's got the trash can. And then you've got your bottom panel. Now your bottom panel is, this is something custom made by Makulu. Okay, it's a multi-mode bottom panel. Firstly, it has a traditional menu on it. Okay, it's got a quick update repositories, one-click update. It also shows your Windows list. It shows the clock, and usually if there are updates, there aren't any at the moment, but there have been some in my previous videos where you've seen it. If there are updates, you'll get the little shield icon next to your clock, which will show there's available updates. You just click it and it will update. The clock also shows the clock, if you click it, will also bring up a calendar. And now it opens up Osmo, which is a multitask calendar, very nice calendar. Okay, so basically your bottom panel is a full bottom panel. Okay, when you're not using it, it fades into the background. As you can see, the icons fade. It's almost like it's part of your desktop. When you mouse over, it will highlight again. Okay, the Windows list can easily be managed by clicking on items to maximize, minimize, right click, close. So it functions like a normal bottom panel. Okay, when opened, when an application or item or something is opened, it will reserve the bottom space like any normal bottom panel would. When you actually minimize an app or put it out of full screen and you need this space for some reason, it will actually, the bottom panel will actually auto hide itself. Okay, so it's a multi-mode panel where if you don't need the space, it will show itself. When you need the space, it will hide itself. When in full screen mode, it will reserve the space. So it's a multi-mode. When window overlaps, it hides itself. meaning you need that space. It hides itself, but you can always bring it up by just moving the mouse down again. When in full screen mode, it reserves the space, so it's got 2-panel mode for the bottom panel. And when not being used, the icons fade into the background, so it's actually a 3-panel mode kind of thing. So the icons ought to sort of fade themselves out, blend in with the background. They're out of the way, they aren't giving you any hassles or drawing attention or anything like that. So without having to even close this window, let's say this is where I'm working. I'm currently working here, I'm doing work or whatever the case might be. I might have office one office window open and I'm busy typing away something or whatever. I can literally, without minimizing even the window, I can access my indicators, access my controls, access my favorites. And by the way, this bar is scrollable, so you can add up to like 30-40 icons here. Access my favorites, access my traditional menu, access my Windows list, access my clock, access my updates, access my task manager. I can literally access my whole virtual desktop without even minimizing a single window. And that's what the 3-panel mode allows you to do. Without the bottom window, you pretty much have a shitty window manager, because if you open up that window and you open up this window and minimize both, to close you'd literally have to click there and then there. You can't just click next to each other like here. Here you can just do this. Two things are opened right next to each other, clear to see what is open. There you cannot always see what's open. The icons are highlighted, but somebody with maybe less, not so great eyesight would have difficulty seeing exactly which of the icons are all highlighted, especially when you have quite a few of them open. Then they all look the same. Then the only thing that tells you something is open is that tiny little indicator. I don't know if you see the indicator, tiny little indicator. And you know, if you don't have great eyesight, you'll barely see that. So where here, no matter what's open, it's nicely lined up next to each other. You can just hover mouse over and it will tell you what's open, and you can just click minimize, click maximize, minimize very easily. So you can manage all your Windows list much easier from the bottom panel. So the bottom panel has that advantage. The bottom panel also brings you a nice traditional menu. You know, sometimes you can't always search something. Sometimes you just want to scroll to where it is, and that's what the bottom panel offers. Very nice. You also have a one-click update repositories. You click, enter your password, and repositories update. No need to open up a terminal, type apt-get update, enter, then your password, then enter again. This is much quicker. You also have the clock. Now I know people say you've got 3 clocks on this desktop, and yes you do. But some people might disable Wallpaper Changer, which removes this clock. I've heard other people say by default they don't like the clock in the top panel, so they remove it. So already there, a lot of people are going to be taking away 2 of the 3 clocks. And besides, when you look to the left, whether you look up, in the middle, or down, looking to the left, it's easy to see the time. You know, so I'd say the more clocks the merrier, because that part of the screen, I mean, it's really just usually where you look for your time. So the convenience that the bottom panel brings you is so nice. You know, we've been testing this for quite a while now, especially a lot of the testers. You know, they're not young guys anymore. I mean, they're experienced, they've been around the block, and some of them have been using XFCE and whatever desktops. Majority I think use XFCE, and they've been using that for years. And I tell you, quite 2 of them say that they are really considering replacing the XFCE with this edition. And that's because I think they've discovered how nicely these 3 panels work together, how just quickly and efficiently they can minimize things, maximize things. I mean, if your mouse is near the top, you can just click here, maximize, minimize. If your mouse is near the bottom, you can just do this. You don't have to move up and click, or down and click. You know, you can just quickly and easily get to anything on your system with just a click or just a slight movement. So it's really nice the way the 3-panel system works and how well it's laid out. And how convenient it is to manage your system. So that's what the 3-panel system is all about, the convenience and the ease of use. The bottom panel really just puts that little extra touch on the system just to make it almost perfect, if you understand what I mean. So that's a 3-panel system. Your indicators on the top, your title bar controls on the top left, your favorites on the left panel, your bottom bar which hosts your Windows list, your traditional menu, quick update repositories, your clock and calendar, and if there are updates, your update notifications. Now in the default Unity, update notifications usually gets displayed here in the panel, so you don't always see that, because a few times I've seen it come up here and then I don't notice it. And it has no indicator other than showing up there. It has no indicator anywhere, so that's also a very unique thing, that it actually pops up in your bottom panel to notify you. So that in a nutshell is the 3-panel system. They work well together, each has its own purpose and function, so makes work very, very easy to do, and yeah, ease of use, something unique. Right, let's move on to the next one. Right, let's move on to wallpapers and themes. Makulu Unity Desktop comes with 27 wallpapers. Now if you actually go to system settings, now normally you would have an appearance block here under personal. We've completely removed appearance. Okay, the reason for that is Unity by default does not show GTK3 themes. Okay, so you can't manage your themes through appearance, which is, I think, really stupid, but that's the way they made it. You have to use the Ubuntu tweak to do that. Another thing is that appearance does not save all locations for your wallpapers. For example, if you add user share backgrounds, it would literally, upon reboot, just reset it. You'd have to put your pictures into your pictures folder under your home folder for the pictures to be saved. I mean, how stupid is that? So really the appearance, which basically allowed you to change themes and wallpaper, had no functionality. So that's been removed. So instead, wallpapers get managed through the Wallpaper Changer, which is here, this little plugin, this little indicator on the top here, which is your variety wallpaper changer. So to manage it very easily, just click it, choose wallpaper selector, and there you can scroll the existing wallpapers on the system. You can see a nice little big preview of it, and you can just select any of them. And the moment you select it, Wallpaper Changer, you can scroll with the wheel mouse as well, mouse wheel as well. So very easy, very quick, change a wallpaper. So I really like that. So let's choose something like that for now. And when you've done, you just click right click close. You could also choose image next and it will switch wallpaper. You can change the quotes on the desktop because the quotes is also controlled via the same wallpaper changer. You can go into preference, set your preferences there, set where to. You can download wallpapers from online, set effects, sync and social. There's a lot of options here. So it's a very, very nice little app to manage your wallpapers. Very, very nice, and it's on by default. Sits in a tray in your top panel. You just click wallpaper selector, choose a wallpaper, then close, and that's it. You can also auto set your wallpapers to change at specific times. So managing wallpapers in Makulu Unity Desktop is really, really easy. Okay, and you get 27 beautiful, beautiful wallpapers that really blend with the system. Let's choose, I think let me choose something that's just nice and straightforward. There we go, just a little flower in the middle of nowhere. Right, there we go. Right, so themes. Let's move on to themes. To manage themes, you'd click, you'd open up Ubuntu Tweak here on your little side panel. You'd go to Tweaks and you'd select Theme, and here you've got 8 beautiful themes. You've got Makulu Black, Blue Dark, Dark, Dark Blue, Grey, Light, Monochrome, and Night. Okay, So let's start with the black. The black is a very, very dark theme with very sort of highlighted gray. Text easy to see, but it's also a very flat theme. If you notice, it looks very flat. Very beautiful theme. The blue dark theme is a much more sort of a grayer bottom here, sort of blue over there. The menu is gray and it highlights blue. Text also very easy to see, and if you look in the input box here, also text very easy to see. The dark menu is very dark, where the other black, where the black sort of highlights gray, this one even highlights a sort of a dark blue, so it's just dark, all round dark. The dark blue is very blue, very dark, but it's almost got like a blue shine to it. It's also very transparent. It's also another nice theme. The gray, of course, is very gray, different shades of gray. Menus are gray, the backgrounds are gray, everything's gray. The light is very similar to the gray, but it's much lighter, as you can see. Menu is still the same though. And of course you got the monochrome, which is a very flat theme as well. It's almost like a lighter version of the black theme. And then you've got the night theme, which is a very sort of a night colored bluish theme, but it highlights very bright. And as you can see with input boxes, the text is always very easy to see with all of them. By default, it is set to Makulu Light. Now you'll also notice that you've got a lot of transparency all over the show. Your top panel is transparent, side panels transparent, bottom panels transparent. Your title bars are transparent. Even when you go into full screen mode, still transparent. Your menus are transparent. You can see right through the menu there. See, you can see the menu there. Your default traditional menu is also, as you can see, also semi-transparent. Your actual windows on your control bars, also semi-transparent. However, I've made sure that the text is always fully visible. Always fully visible. Very easy to see, but you do have a lot of transparency in the system, so that's really nice. It just gives it that nice modern look. You'll also notice that you have a lot of effects. Compass is enabled by default. You've got nice wobbly windows. You've got animation effects. You've got the cube. By default, the cube is working. You've got the unfolded cube with reflections. You've got the 3D cylinder with reflections. Very nice. And of course you can change your virtual desktops inside Compass, because Compass is integrated with Unity, so that's very nice. So you've got some really nice effects working out of the box, just blends with the whole system. Very nice. Right, let's see what's next on the list. Steam. Okay, so let me go through the apps, because I think Steam is just part of the app, so let me go through that. Okay, so in accessories we've got the antivirus, we've got LeafPad, which is your default notepad, we've got menu editor, which is the menu Libra. If you right click your start menu, you can just go configure menu. So just right click configure menu, and up comes Libra menu, and you can edit your menu items through that very easily. You've got variety wallpaper changer, which I've showed. You've got a brightness indicator that sits at the top there. You got copy queue, which is your clipboard manager, sits over there. You got a weather indicator, which is over there. You can set the weather. Currently it's set to Port Elizabeth because that's where I am, but you can just go preferences, locations, add your location, and maybe delete mine. Very easy. And it gives you a nice little detailed weather, and if there's sudden change in weather, it actually pops up a indicator, like a little note here to say that, you know, stormy weather ahead or whatever. Under games you got the Solitaire, you got Mahjong, you got Play on Linux, you got Steam, and you got Sudoku. So nice little selection, not too big, not over bloated, just perfect. Under graphics you got Image Magic, you got My Paint, which is a cool paint program, you got Shotwell, you got Simple Scan. And the internet, you got desktop sharing, you got Pigeon Internet Messenger. Pigeon is awesome. You got a little pigeon indicator there. You can just set your mode, online, available, whatever, sign into Pigeon. You got Steam. Okay, I've showed Steam, it shows up on the internet as well. You got Dropbox, which is, everybody knows what Dropbox is. It's online storage, 2 gigs free. You got a feed indicator, that's the little news feed reader over here. It shows the latest updates from the Makulu website. You can just mark them all as read. If any new ones come up, they'll show up there, so that's nice. And they'll also show up over here. As you can see, one I posted showed up, and you can just clear that. You've got Firefox, the default web browser. You've got Netflix, works out of the box. Just click to install and Netflix will be up and running. You got the Mega Sync client. This is pretty awesome. Just let's select that, let it boot up there. It puts a little indicator into the top panel. Here you can go show status, tells you how much free storage you have, when recently it was updated, manage your syncs, settings, show status, import links, upload to Mega, download from Mega, settings. So you can go into your settings, you can set here a whole bunch of settings. You can even limit bandwidth, proxy, advanced. Really awesome little client. Okay, I'm gonna just exit that. I don't want to sync anything now. But you get free 50 gigs of free storage with a Mega Sync, with a Mega account. It's free of charge. You can sign up. 50 gigs of free storage. Very awesome. You get Deluge, which is your or Deluge as some people call it, but Deluge, which is your BitTorrent client for downloading torrent files. Very awesome. You also get QTox. Now I don't know if anybody knows what Tox is, but it's like Skype basically. So Tox is virtually like Skype. You get a ID, Tox ID, and you also get the QR code. Now you can chat with other users that have QTox. You got video and video, audio, can telephone them. So it's very much like Skype. It has a lot of the features that Skype has, but it's got complete privacy, unlike Skype. They guarantee complete privacy. So QTox, very nice little chat app. I'm actually pretty sure that's going to be very common. It's very soon. It's picking up a lot of people are starting to use it. So it's one of the apps to watch in 2015. But it comes built in to Makulu Unity Desktop. Under Office, you obviously get your WPS Office suite. You get the Osmo calendar that you saw earlier, your calendar task manager. You also get Evolution, which is your email client. Now, originally I had Thunderbird in here, but you know, Evolution just seems to work better with Unity, especially with the indicators. So we kind of switched to Evolution. It's the better option. Under sound and video, you got Audacious, that's your music player. You got VLC, which is your media player for playing videos and stuff. You got Kazam, which is your screen recorder, very awesome. You got Radio Tray, and this is awesome. Radio Tray, we'll put a little indicator there, just give it a second, there we go. You can listen to radio stations. Let's go find, oldies, why not oldies? You can just select the radio station and it will just sort of stream it in the background while you're working, you know, it'll just play there. You can always just quit it. So it's out of the way, very nice to use, very awesome. Brasero, which is your CD DVD burning app. You get Minitube, which is your sort of YouTube browser without having to open up Firefox, and it's got a whole bunch of features, very nice. Minitube. You got Decon F editor, your printer settings and stuff. System settings, you get a firewall built into the system. So let's just enter the password there, and you can enable, disable your firewall very easily. Enable, add rules to your firewall, and your system is fully protected. So that's your built-in firewall. Where was I now? Language support, Ubuntu Tweak. Okay, you've seen all of that. You get BleachBit to clean your system, keep your system nice and clean. Cairo Dock manages the bottom panel. You got GDB package installer, you got the Makulu constructor. Very, very awesome. Make a one-to-one clone of your system into an ISO format. So here it says, welcome to Makulu constructor. This tool is designed to make one-to-one clone of your system. Blah blah blah. Click OK. The script will make a one-to-one clone of your system as ease into an ISO. Any customizations you make will be fully cloned into a bootable ISO. You can then use unit booten to turn the system into a bootable USB or DVD. The ISO will be placed blah blah blah. Make sure you follow the prompts blah 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 blah. Are you ready to continue? Yes or no? Okay, so if I actually run the constructor tool, it will take the whole system, build it into an ISO with like few clicks, and I can take that ISO and reinstall it on any other PC, and all my changes I've made will be saved into that ISO. So that's pretty cool. Very, very awesome. You've also got the Nautilus Actions configuration tool. It's always handy. You've got the system profile and benchmark. That's pretty cool. That gives you some really nice detail about your processor, memory, devices, printers, also your actual computer system you're currently running, operating system. As you can see, very, very awesome. So that comes preloaded. Very handy. You also get unit booten to actually make bootable ISOs from operating systems, so that's pretty cool. The YPPA manager, that's to manage PPAs. You get AppGrid, which is your software manager. Very easy to use, much quicker than the Ubuntu Software Center. Now my net's a little slow and I'm busy downloading Walking Dead in the background, so this will load very slow, but usually it's snappy. Anyway, let's move on. You also get boot repair. Very, very, very awesome. This has saved my life many times, and in fact this morning on the chat channel somebody was having issues with Crub, and I told him just boot into live mode and run boot repair. He did, fixed his issues, he's happy. Cheap-hearted for managing your partitions, Crub customizer for editing your Crub screen, Synaptic Package Manager, which is just a more advanced version of software package of your software center. You get the Update Manager and you get the Software Updater. Under Preferences, you get all of your default stuff that you see in your settings panel, including a Bluetooth manager. You get a on-screen virtual keyboard. Very, very awesome. Under Utilities, you've got your default Archive Manager, you've got a calculator, you've got disks, which shows disks info, disk usage analyzer, document viewer, that's for viewing PDF files and so forth. You get help, image viewer, screenshot utility, you get a system monitor and a terminal. You also get the full wine pre-installed, so that's pretty cool. So that's pretty much your software selection. It's not over the top. It might be a little bit more than you used to, because most distros come out with virtually nothing on them. You know, I prefer to make a distro a little bit more customized, where the user doesn't have to go and download half of these items, because most of these, let's face it, after you've installed the OS, you're going to be installing Wine, you're going to be installing Steam, you're going to be installing Dropbox and, you know, Firefox and Pigeon, and I'm just literally saving you from half a day's work here, if not more. Okay, so Ubuntu Tweak is also handy for a couple of other things. You can use Janitor to keep your system clean. You can also admin your system. There's various tweaks that you can run on it, apps that you can actually literally install from it. Overview just gives you a nice little overview of your system. So some very, very, very handy software on here. Nice selection. Your file manager, which is obviously the Nautilus Files. Okay, I've enabled a couple of things here that users moaned that Nautilus didn't have, and one was that they literally moaned that when you hover your mouse over a file, unlike other file managers, it doesn't give you the info pop-up saying that how many items there are, what the size is, and all of that. But Nautilus does support a similar feature that's usually disabled by default. And here you can see I've enabled it, where literally if you the actual folders will show how many items are inside without having to put the mouse over. It will say there, like downloads is one item. So if you go there, it shows the app grip folder that your software center is just a cached pictures of apps and so forth, but it'll say there 31 items, and if you open it up, it'll actually, each file will actually show you the item size. So you do get quite a lot of info without needing to mouse over anything. You can literally see the file name and the size of the item, and if it's a folder, you can see how many items are inside. I've also added a open as administrator, so that's added to the custom script. So you can just right click scripts, open as administrator, and you can obviously manage the folder with admin rights. You've also got email, you've got open in terminal, you've got compress, you could scan for threats with your antivirus, and you can share on the local network easily. There are a couple of other custom right click actions that have been enabled. Some of them I can show, some of them I can't. For example, if you right click on a picture, you can resize the image, rotate the image, you can set the image as wallpaper directly. So there are a couple of customizations like that. You can also make a link directly. I don't have any audio files here, that's what I can't show you. If you right click on audio file, it will actually ask you if you want to convert it to another audio format, and there's quite a few context menu entries for audios as well, but pretty much all the files you can just one click send to paste bin as well. So that's pretty cool. So you've got a lot of nice little right click features. I spent some time on that, making sure that the user can easily manage his files and folders. So that's pretty cool. Comes out of the box fully operational. Your default panel plugins at the top here, your indicators is weather, your wallpaper changer, your clipboard, sorry, I've been thinking what the hell's called, clipboard, your Bluetooth manager. I don't have Bluetooth in VirtualBox, so I can't show that off, but your Bluetooth manager, your news reader, your brightness control, your system notifications, your network control, your social little indicator, your power, volume, clock and date and time, and of course your little profile settings and system settings and so forth. So all in all, you get a really nice rounded system packed with a lot of nice apps, all daily stuff that you'd use every day, all working out of the box. And you get a 3-panel system, top, left, bottom, just to automate your work process, just to make life easier, to minimize easing quickly. And you know, you can open 200 of these, and it is just so easy to manage because you can literally just hover your mouse over and see whatever's open. I mean, you'd have such a huge problem doing it on the side panel where you'd literally have to double click to actually get to anything. But at the bottom here, you can just mouse over, you know. So very cool, very awesome. So a very well balanced, very well rounded system with nice wallpapers, nice themes. It's got a very nice look, very well designed. Update manager, bottom panel, some nice software. Yeah, that's MakuluLinux Unity Desktop in a nutshell. You pretty much get the standard Unity amplified 1,000 times, basically. You know, you just got a couple of really nice features that kind of just make using it so much easier and so much nicer. So yeah, this is Jacques from MakuluLinux. This was the overview of the MakuluLinux Unity Desktop. I'm pretty sure your mouth is watering at this point in time to actually get onto this little baby and run it and see what it can do. You'll also notice that completely the whole time I was using it, I was running it inside VirtualBox. I mean, there's my VirtualBox settings. So if it runs this fast on virtual hardware, then imagine how this baby runs on actual hardware. I actually had one tester that runs on an old DV4 laptop, and he says this thing flies. So yeah, so it's really fast, way faster than the default Unity itself actually. A lot of customizations have been made, lots of focus on speed, stability, and beauty. Beauty is something I love to focus on. I feel a person has to feel proud of his desktop, and yeah, so you get a beautiful desktop, fully functional out of the box, and that's it. So hope you guys enjoy it. If you have any problems, log on to the Makulu website. There's a little live chat, always a couple of people in there willing to help. You also do have the video help guides here. If you actually double click that, it will take you to a whole bunch of videos, and if your problem's in there, just watch the little video, including the installer. The installer is pretty easy to do, but for the guys that might get stuck, there's a little video install guide as well. So yeah, that's it from me for today. Nice little overview showing the power of the Makulu Unity desktop. Very awesome. I tell you, this bottom panel just really makes such a huge difference. So yeah, spot you guys soon.